So you're just gonna chill out instead, eh? And try and watch the birds? Well, I think you're a little too close to the bird feeder, dude. They are not gonna come if you're right there. Eh? You silly boy. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, here we go, another episode of Frontier. I'm starting to lose track. We're going to be getting into the double digits soon if I keep this up. But we're so close to the finish line. I'm just waiting for my lane guides to come in. And they should be here within a week. I've got to adjust these switches. Because when you trigger one, it likes to bounce around and register a few times. The main thing I'm going to focus on tonight is my color matching. I'm just not happy with how this looks. I think it looks like crap, really. The black I'm happy with. The blue, not so much. So I talked to Jamie and she gave me another bucket full of paints here, and there are one or two blues in here. Brilliant blue. That might be helpful. And then if it's not a perfect color match, then I will just have to, oh, navy blue. I'll have to actually mix some paints, which I really suck at. But between these paints that I do have, I should be able to make something. I mean, it's just close, but just not there. And if I am going through all the trouble to make this nice, I cannot leave it like that. So I could be off camera for an hour trying to color match, but as soon as I figure something out that's reasonable, I shall report back. Okay, well, I put on a coat of this stuff and it was a little too dark. Then I tried this stuff, which I think is the same as a different color that I used, but this was brand new, so I've not used this specific one. And it was too light, so then there's the first one, there's the second one. Then I mixed them together, and it's better, I think. I didn't record it because I don't know how many times I was going to have to paint over this before I was somewhat happy with the results. Yeah, from this angle it looks like crap. Damn it. Just not liking how this is turning out. From here, it doesn't look so bad. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm gonna have to potentially go back to the drawing board. Okay, I've been fudging around for maybe an hour. Oh, what did I do? I added some white to some blue and tried to lighten it up and went over the whole thing again. And in the grand scheme of things, it looks like crap still. So, not happy with it, really. It's kind of better. Like, if we look at it in the dark, that looks pretty good. Turn on the light. It's not as bad, but then, once you really put a light on it, it's garbage. I don't like it. I'm not happy with it, but I'm not going to do anymore because I've already messed with this for hours and I don't want to mess with it anymore. Oh, I see a little bit of black that I got to touch up on that third line there in the bottom left corner. So yeah, I just spent another maybe 15 minutes retouching up my blacks. I'm pretty happy with the black overall. But the blue color match is not horrible. But in hindsight, I got to thin out my paint because, look, it's too chunky. And I was almost tempted to just wipe everything off and start from scratch, but I can't bring myself to do that. I've spent so much time on this, and I think maybe at least the clear coat might level out the sheen a little bit and make it look a little better. So if you're standing here and you're playing, actually, you know what, let's turn on the machine. So I had to put a couple more coats of black on some areas of inserts that were really chipped. And I want to see if I need to add more. It's looking better. So there it is, and that's, unfortunately, I am no artist, but I'm learning as I'm going. Well, I guess artist isn't, I should have really just thinned my paint down, like that looks like friggin' moguls. So that's a lesson for next time. Don't be putting on thick paint. But I guess, you know, compared to what it looked like, it's better, but lesson learned. So I'm gonna have to just live with that because I'm not starting over again. I mean, it's all water-based stuff, so I could just take a cloth to that and wipe it all off and start from scratch. You know how fun that sounds? Not at all. So I'm just living with this. So I'm gonna do a little bit more black touch-ups. I just realized I gotta do this line here, and I think I saw something else. So I'll mess with that for a bit, and then I'll have to wait for it to dry. Well, I do have my hair dryer here, so I could probably clear coat it now or tonight. It'd be nice to kind of just wrap this up, this whole painting portion of things. And yeah, maybe I will just go ahead and do that, put another coat on the spinner, and call it a day. Okay, I did a little more touching up, and sometimes I just gotta friggin' call it, and this is one of those times. So I'm gonna seal in this small disaster, and you know, if one day in the future someone wants to go crazy with this area, they can, because it's all water-based stuff, right? And you could technically like sand it down and start from scratch. I highly doubt that'll ever happen. This is sufficient. It's just not this is LEP. This ain't HEP, right? Low-end pinball. So I'm gonna do the deed. Okay, that's coat number one. We'll let it dry for 20 minutes or so and throw on another coat. And it's not looking any better. But I gotta seal it in either way. I'm gonna put a few coats on this, and oh yeah, might as well do the spinner as well while I got the clear coat out. So I'll do that a couple more times and I'll be back. Okay, it's actually been a couple days since I've been at this, and I'm just not satisfied. So I busted out the sandpaper, and I've decided that I'm going to just paint the whole blue area. That way it'll all be at least the same color. I'm trying to sand down all my moguls through the clear coat that I put on, which is a bad idea. So I don't know, man, if this is going to end up looking better or worse, but it's just a gamble I had to take. So I'm going to do some painting now. Wish me luck. Okay, I've been painting for maybe 45 minutes. I went with this decent quality acrylic paint here, brilliant blue. And then I watered it down a bit, which is good because it goes on smooth, but it's horrible because I probably put on 6 coats now. And I feel like there's more to go. But I'd say in the grand scheme of things, it's looking better. I've got a friggin' spotlight on it right now with my flash, but what if I turn that off? Kind of get some background light here. Can really see the imperfections when I do that, of course, but I'd say that sanding it down helped get rid of the moguls. I mean, they're still there. Up close, it's not amazing. But honestly, if I put on like another 5 coats, that's what I feel like I got to do to at least get the color consistent, because it's still a little bit patchy. And then I clear it, then I think I can live with that a lot more than what it looked like before. At least the color will be consistent. I just need to probably do 5 to 8 more coats. It just goes on so thin. And then again, I have to go over all of my black again and then clear it. But this is definitely a path that has more promise than where the last path ended, so I'm at least happy about that. Okay, something I learned is that while your paint is just kind of sitting there after watering it down, it actually started to separate a little bit. So that's part of the reason I think my product was so blotchy. So I gave this a really good stir. After doing another 3 coats, I gave it a really good stir and grabbed a thicker or a bit wider of a brush and gave it another pretty thick coat, and it doesn't look so blotchy anymore. So it is better. I think it's a product that I can live with. I may do more coats, I'm not sure yet. I saved that paint, I gotta take off for tonight, but I think this turned out a lot better than the first attempt, and I don't know, maybe one of these days I should bust out the old airbrush and figure out how to use that, but for now, that is better. I will do another couple coats, do some clear coats, do the final showing, and then wrap up this video, but that will be maybe tomorrow. Look who it is. Barry, you've been gone for days. There was a friggin' post for you, said you were lost, and we said no, he's not lost, he lives on Elias Street, and we haven't seen this little bugger for a good few days, but good to know you're back. We're just messaging people today about you. So again, you're slacking on your job, but maybe later you want to come to work, huh? Oh, big scary truck. All right, maybe later you can come to work. All right. Okay, this episode it's taken like a friggin' week because I keep, having to redo my work and do multiple coats of paint, drying in between, and also it's not the most fun thing in the world just working on this area over and over and over again, so I'm a little procrastinating with it. So I'd say 90% done. Here's where I'm at. I have painted the area many times, and it's pretty consistent, at least now. Let's try and change the lighting here. So if you're looking at it from here, at least the area is all uniform-ish. And I had to go over the black circles a second time after doing 10 coats of blue. Went over every insert all over again. And then I've got 2 coats of clear on it right now. It's definitely a little glossier than the rest of the playfield, which highlights all of my imperfections, which is lovely. But it's under close scrutiny. So this is what it looks like with the machine turned on. I haven't actually seen it yet with the coats of clear coat. Looks okay. It definitely looks a little darker blue than the rest of the machine. Let's try with the flash on. Yeah, it's not my best work. Definitely lepping it up at its finest. And the last thing I decided I'm going to do is these pieces of Mylar here. I'm going to end up touching up the black here and this lighter blue because it looks dumb, and I am going to paint the Mylar and then clear it, so at least it'll be consistent in the blue around that area. And then I'm wrapping up this video because it's been taking forever and I just want it to end. Okay, I am wrapping up this video once and for all, and happy to do so and move on. I am done with this area. Well, actually, that's not true. I probably will do another couple coats of clear. I've spent a week on it, 1,000,000 hours, and you know, if you stand here and look at it, it don't look too bad, actually. It was a good executive decision to paint the Mylar. That way I was able to touch up the black and match the blue on both sides. So it's still wet, but I'd say in the grand scheme of things, this is acceptable. So I can live with that. And that's the end of this episode. Finally, yay. We'll see you on the next one.